I tell people that we got Rich Beem coming on the channel, he's coming on, people go, oh, that's awesome. So many fans around the world you have Beem where you pick them up all over the place. But a lot of them will go, oh, that's the guy that beat Tiger at the PGA. And of course you beat a bunch of other guys too, but people say you beat Tiger at the PGA.
I beat Tiger because he was the closest one to me. Yep,
how does it feel to be the guy that beat Tiger at the PGA?
You know, it's flattering, but it's not like I think about, you know, it's not like on the trophy they have me first place and then Tiger in second place. It's just me. So it's great, obviously. I certainly don't get Christmas cards from Tiger by any stretch of the imagination, but part of it is amazing, but I don't necessarily ever look at it that I beat Tiger, you know. I guess the only time I do say that is if somebody doesn't really know golf, then I'll say I won a big tournament. It's called the PGA Championship. The guy that finished runner-up to me was Tiger Woods. Like, oh, we know Tiger. There you go.
Yeah.
I beat him. Like, oh, wow. But that's the only time I really ever say that. I mean, it's, again, there's 155 other guys that I beat as well. His was just the biggest name right behind me. Bastard had to birdie the last 4 too. Oh, still causes me stress. But it's funny, I actually did have to watch that not too long ago. And I'm just sitting there watching this going, I know how this turns out, but goddamn, I don't know how I did it. It was pretty funny because I'm just going, man, I
was watching a bit of it the other night.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's a great watch.
It's crazy.
Is there one moment from the day that stands out more than anything else, good or bad?
You know, I woke up and I had a pretty good kink in my neck, so I had to go into physio, and they were working on it pretty good, and it wasn't the easiest thing to swing, you know, for the first 20 golf balls I hit in the range, and then it got easier after that. And then there was something really funny that happened before I even teed off. Tiger was in the group ahead of us. I was with Justin Leonard in the final group, and I was walking from the driving range over the chipping green, and Tiger was walking back with Stevie and Butch, obviously. And I walked by and I said, hey, Tiger, good luck today. Or I said, oh, hey, Tiger, play well today. Or something like that. I'm like, who in their damn mind tells Tiger good luck or play well today when they're trying to, you know, like, what am I thinking, right? Like, who in their right mind says that, right? And yet I said something to the effect either, hey, good luck today, play well, or whatever. I'm like, Tiger, I hope you shoot 80, son of a bitch, you know? I should have said that. But, you know, it came out just me being me, right?
Yeah.
That's just my personality, you know? But I thought that was pretty funny. And I think my caddy, he kind of goes, what did you just say? I said, I don't worry about it. Like, let's forget about that. Let's just kind of put that on the mind, you know, this and that. You know, between that and then a couple of shots out there. But honestly, just holding that final putt, and I just, like, every part of my body, just I could have been like that little thing. Remember those little like people used to, and you click the button and it all falls down?
Yes.
I should, like, if somebody would poke me, I should have just fall down like that. That's how I felt. My body just felt like I was just
gone.
Rubber. I was gone. My body, physically and mentally, I was drained. I was completely wiped out. But that's what it takes, you know, to win a tournament like that. You know, you have to give everything physically and mentally. And I can tell you, I've never felt that much stress and pressure for the final 36 holes ever in my life. I'll remember that till the day I die, and that's why I certainly don't want to go out there and win anything big ever again, except for the Senior Open in Sunningdale, so I can play the Open Championship next year wherever it's at.
That would be wicked.
I would love that, but that's on a different note, so I can tell my boss I'm not working Thursday or Friday. No, I just, you know, the good news is I remember almost every shot that I hit. I kind of remember how I was feeling and whatnot. But I think it was just the final result where I literally just felt like collapsing afterwards. And that's why you kind of saw me do that dumbass dance. And I'm just like, I just was like, thank God I don't have to hit another shot today or tomorrow. I was spent. I was completely spent. But yeah, it was there was a lot of fun times there. But yeah, those two things kind of stick out. Like, good luck today, buddy. Like, oh Jesus.
Beemer, you've been there. You have really walked the walk, and you have a major title to your name to prove it, amongst other things. But how tough is it to be a professional golfer?
You know what? Here's my answer now. you can make it as tough as you want it to be. You could also make it easier on yourself a little bit. You and I chatted, do I have an assistant now? No, I do not. I probably should have an assistant now more than I did as a pro, but I probably, needed more people to kind of look after me. I think that's where the modern player has all these different guys, the agents, the managers, the sports psychologists, because they have to have things in each little box that compartmentalized.
Yeah.
Where I had a great assistant at the agency that I was with, and my wife, who was incredible at doing everything that she did when I was playing to make my life and my caddy, my life, his life. He made my life easier. At the beginning, it was fairly simple, and then everything got a lot more complex the more you started winning. After the PGA, things got really complex then. And that's when it became a little bit more difficult. It was a little bit tougher. There was a lot more people coming out. And I thought, oh, this is great. I can handle all of it. I was dead wrong.
Really?
And so I think that's why you see the top players in the game now, they've got a lot more people around them, because they kind of need to be in their own little cocoon. Because if not, there are people that are just waiting to trample and get inside this person's life and throw it into chaos, essentially, right? I look at, and I'm not saying this other than pure respect, but when Rory McIlroy won the Augusta, that's when the chaos really started. You thought it was chaotic before he won the Masters. Now all of a sudden it has blown the lid off of what it was like for the 11, 12 years before that. So things have changed. Times have changed since we saw, the Jack Nicklaus days, even somewhat Tiger Woods, but Tiger was always kind of encompassed like that. But even some of the great players back in the day, Mickelson, VJ, Ernie, they could kind of walk around and be somewhat normal. Mm-hmm. But with the added media scrutiny, the social media above everything else, now it's just like, wow, you can't do it on your own. You got to have a village to basically help you along this process.
Mm-hmm. When was the first time you played links golf?
Yeah, in 1999.
1999.
That's when I qualified for the Open at Carnoustie. And I thought, if this is how links golf is, count me out. I mean, because I can hit it sideways every once in a while, but sitting there trying to hack out sideways and moving your ball about 5 yards and sitting there looking for it for 3 minutes, trying to find it again, I'm like going, yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, it was obviously Carnoustie, and 99 was just the worst. It was just brutal. 99. I'd never seen anything like that before, and it was great. I loved coming over here back then, but I'm like, wow. And then I kind of found out that maybe that was just a little extreme.
Was that Jean Van de Velde?
That was Jean Van de Velde, and the winner though.
Paul Lawrie.
Paul Lawrie.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on, Paul Lawrie.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think we got to go good, good.
I'm okay with good, good.
I love that.
Let's call that good, good.
I love that.
How did your life change when you won the PGA in 2002?
You know, I joked immediately after saying, you know what, I'm taller, I'm better looking, and I'm way smarter, that's for sure. But it changed just because there's so many more things that kind of came into, you know, obviously more opportunities, which was fantastic. I had some of the greatest memories I had were right after the months after the PGA win. And then all of a sudden, you know, I get back to January afterwards and I'm like, it wasn't all happy and fun then. And things kind of changed a little bit. And it was very interesting to kind of go through that time because I'm going, why is this not fun and exciting? Why am I feeling like, ugh, do I really want to be here? Mm. And so that kind of changed a little bit. But again, I think that it was the more people were starting to write things about me and whatnot. And I took those to heart because, you know, and I still remember this one fucking guy who wrote this letter. He's a club pro, I want to say in Indiana. Couldn't tell you where it's at. But wrote this thing to Sports Illustrated saying this guy's a one-shot wonder because unless you can putt, unless he putts a good week, he can't do anything. And I'm like, you don't even know who I am, dude. You haven't spent 1 hour with me. You haven't spent 1 minute with me, seeing what my world is like after the PGA. And so I think that I started thinking about that, and things like that would get under my skin, and I'm like, oh, I hated it. And I think, honestly, that was kind of the framework why once I kind of got out of the playing aspect of it, then I could like, oh, I don't have to do this again.
Yeah, yeah.
And now it's just like, look at this guy, he's got to swing over that 5-footer on a Friday. Woohoo, I don't, you know? And I know what they're going through, and I know that they love it. I know that they do it, but it's just like, no thanks. I've been there, done that.
Yeah, yeah.
The reason why after the PGA, I tee off the very first tournament in Hawaii next year, which, I mean, who doesn't love Hawaii? I love Hawaii.
I love Hawaii.
Yes, I love Hawaii. I'm starting off at zero money earned on the PGA Tour and this and that, and I'm like, it felt empty. It felt like, I don't necessarily know if I want to be here or not. I can't say that to anybody because I'm like, people will be like, are you crazy? What's wrong with you? And so after that, I went and found my first ever sports psychologist, and like, what in the world is wrong with me? Nothing, you're normal. Well, I don't want to be normal. I want to be fun, you know? And so I think though that sometimes, you know, these guys, they're going and they're trying to achieve this. They finally do, but by achieving it and all the hard work, it doesn't pay you in kindness. It almost shallows you out, and you're like going, what's wrong with this, you know? Yeah. And I look at a little bit about Rory, and I think that he kind of is going through the same thing. He's just not that excited about playing golf because, gosh, I thought it was gonna be easier. I thought it was gonna be a little more fun after this. And again, the media plays a decent role in that because everybody started talking about, well, let's look forward to see what happens next. I mean, he's playing at favorite spot in the world, Quail Hollow for the PGA. You know, he drives the golf ball like a Greek god, Oakmont and right up his alley, and then Portrush, crescendo, let's give him the major. I mean, like, let him enjoy this moment for a chance, you know? Let him go be a human being and get a ticker tape parade in Hollywood, Northern Ireland. Let him do anything other than the fact that, you know, we want you back here right now because you're amazing. We love you, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like you got to give him some space. And again, though, I think is it part of the media's fault? But because when folks are hanging there and they got their gold medal right here, Rory's got his green jacket, he's willing to talk to anybody. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, that starts tapering away, and you don't want to talk to anybody. Mm-hmm. You just want to be left alone. And yet, nobody wants to leave you alone because you possess something that they will never be able to achieve. And so you have to figure it out. I think that here's the thing about me, and why I think that I take every day as it comes, because I've never had a plan. In 1998, I was working at El Paso Country Club making $13,000 a year. I was terrible at my job, but I was good at playing golf at the time, and my head pro says, listen, you need to either take some time to go play golf or you just need to go find another job. So I went through Q school, and if I didn't make it, there was no backup plan. There wasn't I'm gonna raise some money and go chase mini tours. There wasn't, Iona, and when I tell you there's nothing there's nothing there. Mm-hmm. But it never occurred to me to have a plan. I was playing golf very well. I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah. And
I just went head first right into it. Lo and behold, I got my tour card first time out.
Wow.
Then lo and behold, I win my 8th start on the PGA Tour. I mean, again though, I mean, I think that there's so many times that I've leapt before thinking about anything, just because, why not? Sounds like fun, you know?
It's such a gift to have that mindset.
It's a gift to me. Don't ask my wife about that, though.
You right over there, Beem?
I am.
A little bit of yoga?
Yeah, I just gotta stretch out the hips a little bit.
Ah, say. Get the limber. Get the limber.
I think my biggest regrets aren't really regrets, they're more failures because I put too much faith in people. And people didn't respond in kind. And it cost me financially. And that hurt. that hurt because there was one person in, you know, that it really hurt. It hurt bad. Not monetarily. I mean, it did to a point, but it wasn't the end of the world. But I trusted this person. Like, I trusted him with everything. Mm-hmm. And he was there for a lot of the pieces of he was there when I won the PGA. And he just decided at one day that he was just going to take advantage. Mm-hmm. And that part of it stung. And I have another close friend who kind of helped get me out of that situation. He goes, "You believe in people too much." And I said, "I don't think that's the case." I said, "You don't believe in people enough." There's a balance in there for everybody, right? But I put a lot of faith in people. I really do. Yeah. I think that's the one thing that I sometimes regret, is putting faith into people who I think are going to do good things. And they've got their own agendas and they're looking out for number one, as you should to a point, but come on.
How'd you like the flag, Beemer?
Closer to me would be nice. You can leave it in.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh, come on.
Thank you.
Come on.
Ah.
Give a girl a break.
Would you give me a break? I don't think so.